I'm going to use death as an explanation to the things which happened in Genesis chapter 1. Remember, it is written that during the end of all times, the first will be made the last, and the last will be made the first. We are going to use death, which is the last event of our life, to explain Genesis, and also use Genesis as well to explain the death. So when we look at Calvary, we see a woman in deep crying at the death of Jesus Christ. So what exactly happened is that through this death, they were able to reconstruct those thoughts that had existed in Genesis chapters 1, 2, and 3. So to bring thought to visibility, Jesus volunteered, and these women volunteered to bring out clearly those notions and to bring out those thoughts, and such that they were visibly expressed in this miraculous death. You are going to see a woman who came near to that tree placed in the middle. Remember, in the very beginning, which is the Alpha, and remember Jesus says that he is the Alpha. He is only found in the beginning. So in the beginning, a woman had been commanded not to come near, neither should man eat of that tree which was placed in the middle. So after the Lord's Supper, after the eating of that last meal which Adam took, Adam realized, and Eve, they realized that they had transgressed, they had disobeyed. How did they then disobey? They ate the forbidden fruit. And after eating the forbidden fruit, it means that they had come in contact with that tree which would lead to a death, as it was manifested at Calvary. So you are going to see a woman, this time Mary Magdalene, participating into that image of Eve. She is the new Eve this time, and she is portrayed coming near and touching to that tree which was placed in the middle, which would lead to a death, that tree onto which Jesus lost his life. So the woman visibly expresses those thoughts, and they do the imitation. And in this imitation, the thoughts which seemed to be invisible are brought out clearly to become visible as acted at Calvary. So what they did at Calvary was to make an image of the very beginning, to create an image of Genesis chapter 1, 2, and 3. So in some images you will see a woman covering her face. So after man had transgressed, a woman felt guilty, felt ashamed. Man felt ashamed and covered his face. So man in this sense, we mean Adam and Eve. So the woman is shown hiding her face after touching, after the eating, after the Lord's Supper, after that last meal which Adam took, as was manifested in the Lord's Supper of Jesus. So after that meal, the woman, and after getting into contact with that tree which would lead to a death, so man felt ashamed and hid his face. And that is exactly what Mary Magdalene did. She is portrayed as if she is crying, but in the background, behind the curtain, she is indeed covering her face to participate, to act into to participate into that being which covered his face, and that was Adam. So the woman at the tree brings out clearly those invisible works which had been written by Moses and they acted this through this death. This death wasn't like this usual death of ours, but it is a death that explains Genesis chapter 3, which is the fall of man, and it is shown clearly through that woman touching the tree placed in the middle, covering her face, and at Calvary they had to bring in an element of witnesses, such that in order to testify that an act surely did happen, we had to have witnesses, and those are the people you see following Jesus on the way up to Calvary to witness those remarkable works which had been done in Genesis. So to make death fit and be harmonized with Genesis is to make the last the first and the first to be the last.